In this video, I want to give you an overview of what the Inplaytrading Scanner is. The Inplaytrading Scanner can be used through an internet browser, or the data feed can be connected to the BFBot manager to send the data there. In the browser version, it is a place where you can see all the in-play data from all the current in-play matches, and you can quickly sort them by different statistics and see which games are having a lot of goalmouth action, a lot of attacking play. It's basically a scanner where you can see key in-play stats in one place, and you can quickly find matches with goal chances. You can see the matches with a lot of shots on target, shots off target, corners, dangerous attacks, and Inplaytrading's unique pressure indexes, which I'll explain a little bit more about later on. This video is made by me, Tom Whitaker, and my website is bettingsystemsguide.com, so please go and take a look at my website if you're interested in betting systems that are based on data, not just based on gut feeling, and also if you're interested in finding ways to automate your betting systems. If you get an Inplaytrading subscription, it actually gives you access to two scanners. One of them is a BETFAIR scanner and the other is a BOOKIES scanner. They both use exactly the same in-play data. The only difference is the odds that it displays about each match. What kind of in-play statistics does the scanner show you? Well, it shows you shots on target, shots off target, corners, red cards, yellow cards, dangerous attacks, possession, and when new data is updated, it becomes highlighted. So when a new shot off target has happened, it's highlighted in green here. It also gives you statistics about the time since the last goal. So in this one, the home team has not scored for 22 minutes and the away team has not scored for 47 minutes. And in this match below, nobody has scored yet. The matches can be sorted by in-play data. So if you want to rank them by the games with the most shots on target, or the games with the most shots off target, or the games with the most corners at the moment, you can also sort by dangerous attacks. You can sort by possession. And if you find a match that you're interested in, if you left click on this highlight game button, then it will keep that at the top even when you're searching and filtering for different matches. One thing I am very interested in with Inplaytrading are their indexes that they have, these three pressure indexes. The green one is pressure index 3, and what they do here is they only look at the data for the last 5 minutes, and they give 1 point for each dangerous attack. So in this screenshot here, we can see the home team has had 46 dangerous attacks during the game, but in the last 5 minutes, 5 dangerous attacks. And when we're thinking about getting involved in an in-play match, we may be more concerned with what has happened in the last 5 to 10 minutes rather than in the entire game. Pressure index 2 gives 1 point for each dangerous attack in the last 10 minutes. And it also gives 1 point for no corners in the last 8 minutes. So the key difference there between index 3 and index 2 is index 3 is looking at dangerous attacks in the last 5 minutes, and index 2 is looking at dangerous attacks in the last 10 minutes. And also pressure index 2 has this extra point for no corners in the last 8 minutes. For example, with this Peninsula Power match here, if I hover over that statistic for index 2, it tells me there have been 3 attacks and no corners, which is why it gets 4 points there. I guess the thinking there is that if there have been no corners, that the attacking pressure is still building up, whereas if there has been a corner, maybe that attacking pressure has come to an end. And then we have pressure index 1, which I'm most interested in, and this one gives 10 points for each shot in the last 10 minutes. That can be a shot on target or a shot off target. And it also gives 1 point per 5% of possession in the last 10 minutes. So for example, if a team has 50% of the possession, that will give it 10 points. And if it has 60% of possession, that will give it 12 points. But this is only for the possession in the last 10 minutes. And you can also sort and rank games by those pressure indexes. And again, if you find a game that you're interested in, you can left click on the highlight game button to put that in the top. And then when you're ranking things and sorting things, your highlighted favorite games that you're watching now, they will be sorted at the top and the other games will be sorted below that. And you can see these color highlights here. The indexes will get highlighted if they are above certain levels. For example, the pressure index 3 will highlight the number in green if it has 10 or more points. It gets 1 point for each dangerous attack in the last 5 minutes. So that means the combined home and away dangerous attacks, if they are over 10, if there are over 10 dangerous attacks by both the home and away team in the last 10 minutes, it will glow green, and that will indicate there's lots of dangerous attacks going on and there's a chance of a goal coming. Pressure Index 2 will highlight in blue if it has 15 points or more, and that's from the combined score of the home and away team. It will also highlight in blue if it has 11 to 14 points and it has been 11 or over for the last 8 minutes. And this one is giving 1 point for a dangerous attack in the last 10 minutes and 1 point for no corners in the last 8 minutes. So this is basically suggesting if there are 15 or more dangerous attacks for both teams in the last 10 minutes, it will glow blue. And the Pressure Index 1 will glow red if it has 70 points or more combined with the home and away team. It gives 10 points for each shot in the last 10 minutes on or off target and 1 point per 5% of possession in the last 10 minutes. A really easy way to think about this is, since the home and away team will always add up to 100% of possession, that means there's 20 points of possession divided between the two teams. If it's 50-50, they both have 10 points. If one team has 60% possession, then that has 12 points and the other team has 8 points, but there will always be 20 points, even if nothing has happened in the game, because possession is 100%. So the starting base level is 20 points for that Pressure Index 1, and then for each shot, there's another 10 points there. So 70 points or more means there were 5 shots, either on target or off target in the last 10 minutes. That's quite a lot of goalmouth action, 5 shots in the last 10 minutes. And by looking at those statistics, you can see what kind of pressure has been happening in the last 10 and 5 minutes. For example, here you can see that this Sagan Tosu game has been highlighted in red here, because combined they have 70 points or more. And it's quite obviously the away team, and they've just scored again now. Just as we were looking at now, Niigata have scored. And in the last 10 minutes, there's been a lot of attacking pressure from Niigata, and they've put a third goal in. And in this game here, we can see there's been attacking play from both teams, but the away team, Nagasaki, has had more shots. They're also the favourite in this. This game is at the 65-minute mark, and it looks like a goal might be coming up. And with the draw at 1.8, this could be an interesting time to get in with a lay the draw trade, or to bet there will be 1 goal or more in this game. The scanner also displays odds data. The BETFAIR scanner odds are shown a little bit differently to the BOOKIES scanner odds. The BETFAIR scanner odds show the home win current odds, and underneath that it shows the kickoff odds, so what the odds were before it went in play. And that can be very useful for reference to know, was this the pre-match favourite or not? It shows the away current odds and pre-match odds, the draw odds and the pre-match odds. It also shows the amount matched on this market. And that can be useful to know if there's going to be enough liquidity there for the staking levels that you want to use. It also shows the over and under 2.5 goals market and the amount matched on that. And again, it has the pre-match prices as well. And then on the right-hand side, there are other over and under markets. And if we hover over this, it will show us the odds for the over under 0.5 market, 1.5, 3.5 and 4.5, and also the amount matched on that. And again, it's got the pre-kickoff values too. And it also has the correct score data. We hover over that and it will give us the correct score odds as well. So the BETFAIR scanner is pretty straightforward in that sense. The Bookie scanner odds has the home, away and draw current odds and also their pre-match odds. But instead of the over and under 2.5 goals market odds, it has the current goal line odds. And what we mean by that is the current over and unders market that is nearest to evens, nearest to 2.0. This is because often with Asian market betting, they like to place bets on things that are 50-50. And here it tells you which current goal line market odds they are, which current goal line market is nearest to evens. So here we can see in this Herrera game, it says 1.5. So that's the over under 1.5 goals market. And we understand that one quite easily. So if you think there's going to be under 2 goals, you bet on the under. And if you think there's going to be 2 goals or more, then you bet on the over. But the Bookie scanner displays things using the Asian total goals market style. You will see lines that say things like 3.25. For some people, that might be a little bit confusing. So I'll just quickly explain that. When you see 3.25, that's basically a split bet, where it takes your bet and cuts it into two. One of the bets will be on 3 goals or more, and one of the bets will be on 3.5 goals or more. For traditional bettors, over 3.5 goals or more means 4 goals or more. That's easy to understand. In the case of 3 goals or more, what happens if there are exactly 3? If there are exactly 3 goals, you just get your money back. It's a push. You just get your money back and you don't lose. So in the case of betting on 3 goals or more, that exact number, then if there are 2 goals, you lose everything. If there are 3 goals, you get your money back. And if there are 4 goals, you win. It can get a bit complicated, but there is a great website with a really easy to understand table of this. That's the source is wiki.advbet.com. They show it very easily. So if we look down here, we can see that 3.25 bet, and it's split into a bet on 3 goals or more and 3.5 goals or more. And we can see that if there are 2 goals, we lose everything. If there are 4 goals, we win everything. But if there are 3 goals, then that 3 goals or more bet is a push and we get the stake back. And the 3.5 goals or more is a loss and we lose that stake. So that's what those 3.25, 2.75 odds mean. And the bookie scanner uses those Asian total goal odds. On some websites like Bet365, they might display the Asian total goals like this. 2.5, 3. This is actually meaning 2.75. This is just the way they write it. So this is actually meaning 2.75, 3, 3.25, 3.5. So when you see those lines in the bookie scanner and you want to place a bet on that market because it's near evens, then you need to be aware of the different ways different bookies display those bets. So how do we use this scanner to make money? Well, my understanding so far is that the aim is to find matches with attacking action and then place bets or trades to take advantage of that. We're looking for matches where we think goals are going to come and then we place bets accordingly. I think the simple way you can go about doing that is, for example, betting on goals. Like you can place bets on the goals markets. The simplest being a back bet on the next overs market. So if it's 0-0, you're betting on over 0.5 goals, or if it's 2-2, then you're betting on over 4.5 goals. And you could even back the next overs market plus 1 goal or plus 2 goals. So for example, if it's 0-0 and there's a lot of attacking pressure in the first half, then you could place a bet on the over 1.5 goals market and the over 2.5 goals market. And then you could let those bets run, or you could hedge out later if a goal comes. And you can also back different correct scores. Another way to use this data is you can use it as a way to find matches that are suitable for lay the draw. So you look for a game that has a lot of attacking pressure building up, and then you lay the draw, and when a goal comes you trade out. Alternatively, you could lay the draw and then only trade out if the losing team's in-play statistics or pressure index reaches a certain level that you think they're getting back into the game and may score an equalizer. So having the scanner opens up those choices to you. And another simple way to do things is looking to back a winner, backing a team just before they score. For example, we often see home favourites and they take a bit of a time to warm up to get into the game. Maybe they play a bit slowly in the first half and then turn things on in the second half, or they're just struggling to find their pattern. And then when they get into the swing of things and they start building up some steam, a lot of dangerous attacks and shots on goal, then if we can place our bet then to back the favourite, we're going to get better odds than we would have had at the beginning of the game. So you could just back a favourite when they've got a lot of attacking pressure going on and let that bet run, or you could even trade out as soon as the goal comes in and then you don't have to worry about it. For example, if I'm sorting through these different games, I'm looking for a game with a lot of attacks, a lot of attacking play coming on. I can see here this Rochdale Rovers game. They've had 6 shots on target, 4 off target, 8 corners, 32 dangerous attacks. This is after 38 minutes. They've got 32 dangerous attacks. And in the last 10 minutes, there have been shots from both sides. And I can see the home team have actually, their price has gone down from their kickoff price. So they seem to be quite strong favourites to win this one. So I might choose to grab that team name. So I can pop into my Bet365 account, do a search for Rochdale Rovers, and I need the under 23 game. Have a look here, I can see it's 1.57, which is the exact odds here. So maybe these odds come from a mixture of Bet365 or Pinnacle, I'm not sure. And we can see that data's backed up here, and I can just put a cheeky £10 on that. And in this way, very easily, you can see which teams are attacking strongly and which games are likely to see goals in them. And these highlights here, they really help us see matches with things going on in them. We can see this game here. There's a red card in it. The away team has had a lot of shots, corners, and dangerous attacks. In the last 10 minutes, they've had 5 dangerous attacks. Their odds have gone down to 1.53 from a pre-game 2.75. That's probably the in-play statistics having an effect on those odds there. Again, you just copy that, go into Bet365, find that game, and put a bet on St. George City there. The scanner also has sounds. I had them turned off previously because I was doing this video, and the sounds alert you when different matches have shots on target, or there's a sound. Shots on target, or different index levels are being reached and highlighted. And you can select which sounds you want on or off. That lets you know when interesting stuff is happening in games. So those ideas to bet just then, they're just my simplistic ideas I've had just from looking at this scanner and thinking what I can do with it. But the in-play trading team themselves, they have 12 recommended strategies that subscribers get access to once they sign up and pay for a subscription. And it explains how to use different methods, and there's various different approaches you can use for the games. And so hopefully you can find one that matches your personal style of betting. And they also send out picks of the day on the weekends, and that usually has a few games that they recommend to focus on in terms of goal. They select games where they think 3 or more goals will be scored, and they recommend different bets to be placed on those games. And even just following those people have made more than enough to cover their subscriptions. From my understanding of reading about the in-play trading strategies, they wait for in-play statistic triggers. So when the statistics reach a certain level, and then they place a combination of bets across multiple markets. So not just one market, but 2 or 3 related markets. And they either let them run, or they trade out later on, or depending on how the game develops, they may place additional tactical trades, either to reduce risk or trade out in another way. And once you get a subscription with in-play trading and go to the help section, then you will be able to see the different strategies that they have, and they explain how to use them. I'm not going to show them here because you need to sign up and become a subscriber first. And they also have videos to explain how to use their software and different strategies you can use, and also examples of them making different trades. On a busy Saturday, you'll end up with lots and lots and lots of games here all at the same time, and that can become a little bit overwhelming. So they do actually have filters that you can use to cut out matches so that you just see the matches you want to bet on, or the type of games that you're interested in. And you can filter them by all the different statistics that they have. And you can filter it for just the home or away team, or both teams together, and you can make those rules and or all rules. You can add multiple filters to focus on your match types. You can save filter strategies to keep them in your scanner so they're there when you log in again. You just need to give them a name. And you can create and save multiple filter strategies. And once you have them saved, you can also have the option to get them as alerts by email or Telegram. So for example, if I wanted to add a strategy, I would left click on Add Strategy, and then I will get a new blank scanner at the bottom here. And with the new strategy, I can choose to say, I just want to see games that have no goals in them, that are 0-0. I only want to bet on those. So then I would go, and you can do that by using a goal difference filter. And if we want it to be a draw, then we want a goal difference filter of minimum or maximum 0. So we've added that. And as soon as we add that, it's filtered us down to matches that are just drawing at the moment. And then maybe we might want to cut off the time, and we only want to look at matches that still have at least 20 minutes to go in them. And then already we've managed to cut this down to a few matches, and it's much more manageable. At this point, if I logged out, this won't be saved. I need to left click on this enter strategy name and call this something to remember. For example, drawing 0 to 70 minutes. So just by doing that, this is now saved. And just to make sure, I'm going to left click on save here, so that's saved. If I wanted to receive email alerts, I could click on this, and then whenever a match meets my criteria, I'll get an email alert for that. Or if I have a Telegram account connected to my in-play trading account, then I can get Telegram alerts when a match meets my criteria. I'm very interested in their pressure indexes. So here's a a very simple example filter. Here I've just set it to pressure index 1 50 or more, pressure index 2 10 or more, pressure index 3 5 or more, and TSLG, time since last goal scored, 10 or more. So that means I want no goals in the last 10 minutes, because then I feel like that the attacking pressure that built up has been put into a goal now, and the whole nature of the game is going to change once that goal has gone in. So I want a game that's had no goals in the last 10 minutes. I want a game that's had 10 or more dangerous attacks in the last 10 minutes. That's the pressure index 2. And I want a game that's had 5 or more dangerous attacks in the last 5 minutes. And that's pressure index 3. And then I want 3 shots or more in the last 10 minutes. They're off or on target. And that's that pressure index 1. Which, remember, starts with 20 points for the possession, and then points after that, 10 points for each shot, on target or off target. And my idea of what to do with this, I think if I get a match that matches that matches those filters, I would bet 2 points on the next goal market. So if it's 0-0, I'll bet on over 0.5 goals, or if it's 1-1, I'd bet on over 1.5 goals. And also I'd put a 1 point bet on the next goal market +1. So if it's 0-0, I'd also bet on the over 1.5 goals. The reason for this being that I'm going to get better odds on that market than I am on the next goal market that's coming up. And also I've set a time filter. I only want it games that are up to the 61st minute. Give them time to actually score those goals. That's an example of a simple filter I could use to find games that I feel have got some attacking pressure building up. And the thing is, you could sit in front of the filter waiting for these games to come up, or you could connect it to your email or Telegram and get messages when those kind of games come up. Or we can automate this in the BF Bot Manager. And I am very much into automated betting, and that's the focus of my website, bettingsystemsguide.com. And the great thing with in-play trading is that you can connect it with the BF Bot Manager. And then if you have an alert, you can recreate that in the BF Bot Manager in a bot. And you can run that in simulation mode just to see if this strategy works long term, see if it produces anywhere near a profit. And then if it seems to be working, then you can switch to running it in real mode. So it's a great way to keep track of different ideas based on the in-play trading data. In some of my later videos, I'm going to have a look at trying to turn the more complicated in-play trading methods and see if we can automate those, which I think we might be able to do for some of them. Well, let me just show you how we can turn those filters I had before into a BF Bot Manager bot. So just to remind you, my filters look like this in the scanner, and then in my BF Bot Manager, I'm going to try and make a bot that automatically bets on those. So I'm going to add a new strategy. I'm going to give it a name, IPT Test Bot 1. So first we need to add some market conditions. In this case, my bet is going to be on the next goal market. So I go to market conditions and I look for the football bet on next over under market. So it's going to allow betting on total scored goals plus 0.5 goals. And I want to change this time to bet because I want to bet from 0 to 61 minutes using the in-play trading data, not the data that comes with the BF Bot Manager. So I delete that time to bet and I add football in-play statistics, in-play trading, and here when total minutes are within a range of 1 to 61. So this is how I set the time for the in-play trading data. Then I only want it to bet when the pressure index 1 is 50 or higher. So I add a rule, again football in-play statistics, when total pressure index 1 is 50 or more. And I want to bet when the pressure index 2 is 10 or more. Again, I add a rule, in-play statistics, when total pressure index 2 is 10 or more. And I want to bet when the pressure index 3 is 5 or more. I add a rule, football in-play statistics, in-play trading, when total pressure index 3 is 5 or more. We have that set up there, 5, 10, and 50. And also I want no goals in the last 10 minutes. Again, I add match conditions, football in-play statistics, in-play trading, and here if goal is not scored in last 10 minutes, and save. So that is set up there, and next I want it to bet on the next goals market. Betting is controlled with the selection conditions. For this, I'm going to get rid of the min-max selection price because I don't know what the odds are going to be. If you do have an idea what the range of odds are likely to be, then you should put at least a minimum selection price up there. But I'm pretty sure betting on the next goal is going to be between 1.01 and 1.5 maybe. So there's no need for me to have a minimum, and I will take as high as odds as I can get for this. I need to add a rule to tell it to bet. So I add a selection condition bet type by runner position. And here I'm going to back the runner with position 2. The reason for this is, if we go to the markets, if we look at an over-under 5 goals market screen, the over bet is always runner number 2. That goes for any overs market. The over bet is always runner number 2. So the bet type by runner position will be runner with position 2. My price settings, I'm going for the current price, and staking is 1. This is a test bot, so I always do level stakes, £1 for test bots, because I just want to know what's the ROI going to be and how many points is it going to make. So I leave it at 1 point for test purposes. And that's ready, and I can just switch that on now. It's ready to go. But as I said, I also want to place another bet on the next goal market +1. So to do that, I can take this test bot and duplicate it. I'm going to edit its name, testbot2, and then here in the market conditions, I don't want it to bet on the next goals market. I want it to bet on the next goals market +1, so plus 1.5 goals. Save, and there it is. Easy. So I can start both of them. If you're not familiar with BFBot Manager, you do also need to set up market auto loading. Market auto loading is with the auto load feature, and then you need to make sure that you have the over and under markets being loaded for the markets you want it to be able to bet on. So I've done my maximum at over under 6.5 goals, and I'm not going to bet on markets above that. Well, look, they've already placed some bets. Isn't that nice? And here's some I made earlier. This bot 1 and bot 2 have the exact same settings as the bot we just made up here, and you can see it's been running and finding some good bets so far. Of course, 15 bets is a very small data sample, so I can't reach any conclusion about this just yet, but that's a good start. This bot 3 and bot 4 I made is with stricter index requirements of 10, 15 and 70. So I'm wanting matches with a lot more attacking pressure before it places its bets. So we'll see how they progress over time. In this way, by automating your betting, then you can just set things up, let them run, and just manage your bots. Thus the name, BFBot Manager. And then instead of having to sit in front of your computer all the time, you can just set it going, come back to it once or twice a day, see how it's going, and then make your next decisions. If you're interested in recreating that bot, here are the important settings: the market conditions, selection conditions, the price settings and the staking, and you can just screenshot this and recreate that in your BFBot Manager. Thank you for watching my video. If you're interested in automated betting, then don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and please do go visit my website, bettingsystemsguide.com. I have 2 fully automated betting systems. One is a BetterMinute draw system that makes 70 points per month, and another one is my own Betting Systems Guide draw system that's making 50 points per month, and they are run through the BFBot Manager, and I'm using the in-play trading data feed to enable me to bet on even more in-play matches for these draw systems, and that's why I got interested in the in-play trading data feed. So please do take a look at my website. My website explains how you can automate your betting with professional betting tools, the BFBot Manager, Tipping Sports, BetterMinute.com, and now In-Play Trading. These are some really good tools and well worth taking the time to have a look at. Thank you for watching.